Have you ever noticed that your hardest battles rarely happen in front of other people? From the outside, everything may appear perfectly normal. You go to work, complete your responsibilities, smile during conversations, and continue living your daily life. Yet inside your mind, an entirely different battle is taking place. One careless mistake keeps replaying in your memory. One fear about the future refuses to disappear. One critical voice inside your head keeps whispering that you are not good enough. No one else can hear those thoughts. But you can, and sometimes they become so loud that they drain your energy before the day has even begun. Perhaps you've experienced this yourself. You decide to pursue a new opportunity, but before taking the first step, your mind already imagines failure. You prepare for an important conversation, yet your thoughts convince you that everything will go wrong. You compare yourself with other people and quietly wonder if you'll ever become enough. The strange part is that none of these things have actually happened. Yet your body reacts as though they already have. Your confidence disappears. Your motivation weakens. Your emotions begin responding to imaginary situations instead of real ones. This is one of the greatest traps of the human mind. The Stoic philosophers understood this centuries before psychologists began studying it. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus all recognized that the greatest obstacle to peace is often not the world around us. It is the world we create inside our own minds. Most people believe they are victims of their thoughts. The Stoics believed something very different. They believed your thoughts can be trained. Just as the body grows stronger through exercise, the mind grows stronger through discipline. Negative thinking is not a permanent personality trait. It is a habit, and every habit can be changed. This doesn't mean pretending problems don't exist. Stoicism has never been about forcing fake optimism. The Stoics never encouraged people to ignore pain or deny reality. Instead, they taught us how to face reality without allowing fear, anxiety, or self-doubt to dominate our lives. That is true mental strength. Today we're going to explore 5 Stoic principles that can help you break free from destructive thinking and build a calmer, stronger, and more disciplined mind. These lessons have guided emperors, philosophers, soldiers, and ordinary people for centuries. If practiced consistently, they can completely change the way you respond to stress, uncertainty, and adversity. Let's begin with the first lesson. Learn to control your imagination before it controls you. This may sound surprising, but your imagination can become either your greatest servant or your greatest enemy. Most people assume their biggest problems come from reality. In truth, many of their problems begin long before reality arrives. They begin inside the imagination. Think about how often your mind creates stories. You send a message and don't receive an immediate reply. Instantly, your imagination begins writing its own version of events. Maybe they're upset with me. Maybe I said something wrong. Maybe I've ruined the relationship. Hours later, you discover they were simply busy. Nothing was wrong at all. Yet your mind created unnecessary suffering. This happens every day. Before an interview, you imagine embarrassment. Before starting a business, you imagine failure. Before speaking in public, you imagine people laughing at you. Notice something important. The event hasn't happened. But your body responds as though it already has. Your breathing changes. Your heart beats faster. Your muscles tighten. Your confidence disappears. All because of a future that exists only inside your imagination. Seneca once observed that people often suffer far more in imagination than they ever do in reality. Those words remain just as true today. Many of the disasters we fear never actually happen. Yet we experience the emotional pain anyway because our imagination convinces us they are already real. Why does the mind do this? Because it was designed to protect us. Thousands of years ago, expecting danger helped human beings survive. Our ancestors who noticed possible threats were more likely to stay alive. The problem is that the same protective system now treats everyday uncertainty like life-threatening danger. Your brain cannot always distinguish between genuine danger and imagined fear. That is why untrained thinking becomes so exhausting. The Stoics refused to let imagination rule their lives. Whenever fear appeared, they paused instead of immediately believing it. They asked themselves simple questions. Is this happening right now? What evidence supports this fear? Am I responding to facts or only to possibilities? These questions interrupt the cycle of automatic negativity. Imagine your thoughts as clouds moving across the sky. Some are light, some are dark, some carry storms. You cannot stop every cloud from appearing, but you also don't need to chase every cloud across the sky. Simply because a fearful thought enters your mind doesn't mean it deserves your attention. Thoughts are visitors. Wisdom decides which ones are allowed to stay. The next time your imagination creates a frightening future, don't panic. Observe it calmly. Let the thought finish speaking. Then answer it with reason instead of emotion. Ask yourself, what is actually true in this moment? You'll often discover that reality is far less frightening than the story your mind has been telling. That is the first step toward Stoic thinking. Not eliminating imagination, but becoming its master instead of its prisoner.